Today I'm watching Firefly episode 9. Episode 8 was pretty intense, so I'm not sure if this one will follow in the intensity or if it'll be a little bit more lighthearted and a little bit more of the gang back to its usual antics. Episode 8 was about the ship basically dying on us and the system shutting down and the crew members getting on separate shuttles and leaving Serenity basically and left Mal to defend for himself. He decided to stay and go down with the ship basically. Luckily they were able to come back, they saved him and everything seemed to be okay. The ship was back up and running. So I'm curious to see if they're going to continue on with that storyline in this episode. It was very intense, but thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you're ever curious about what gear I'm using or what's on the bookshelf, I've included a link in the description. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel and check back often for more awesome content.
He's just sitting.
Okay, so they're traveling to the core to drop off the companion. Okay, we haven't seen the core much yet, so I'm excited to see this.
Hey, I mean, present company excluded.
What is River doing with that big knife?
Rude.
What the heck? What are we doing here? Jeez. Yeah, no kidding. Why did she just do that? What's going on?
Better in red.
Okay, she may have lost her mind. She just slashed him across the chest because he was being a goober.
Or Inara. You let them stay, we're gonna find out.
Yeah, she was completely like unprovoked. Like, yeah, he was being a goof, but like, jeez.
This is my boat. They're part of my crew. No one's getting left. Best you get used to that.
Is Jayne gonna leave then, or what? Can't just go around stabbing people. Oh, okay, so this is the core. Ariel, I think they said the name of the planet was.
One that'll pay for itself 10 times over.
It's quite the proposition, okay.
It's a common immune booster called isoprovolin. Street value for a dosage this size, 50 platinum.
Okay, selling medicine, okay.
These are general contracts for the local municipal dump yard for all its large disposals.
Yeah, Simon wants to get River into this hospital because she's clearly getting worse and he wants to run this diagnostic. It kind of sounds like an MRI machine almost. So he's going to use the help of the crew, but is going to pay them in stolen medicine. And like he said, like it's a core-run hospital. It'll be replaced in like a matter of hours.
Infusers. We have pulmonary stimulators and cardiac infusers.
What about cortical electrodes?
Oh, yeah.
He's trying to teach them like medical terms in case they get stopped. That's good. I think this is going to be a good episode. I'm into this. This seems like River clearly needs some help, so this will be good.
The neural had the cortical electrodes, but we're unable to get a neural reaction from either. Unable to get a neural response.
I feel like it's going to be a dead giveaway.
It's time to go to sleep.
Yeah, like they've painted the ship so it looks like a paramedic ship, I'm guessing, or an ambulance. And they're gonna bring in River and Simon and pretend that they're dead so they can sneak into the hospital. Yeah, this seems to be more of like an elaborate plan for them. Like they had a fake vehicle, they've got fake IDs, they had to learn lines. Like it definitely feels more like spy heist thing, and I'm really enjoying it. Okay, that was easy.
We applied the cortical electrodes, but we're unable to get a neural reaction from either patient.
Jayne, no. Stop. You remembered your lines, that's great, but now is not the time, sir. Where are you going? Does he have another agenda? Is he going to steal it and not tell them?
I'm in.
Do you have the fugitives?
You got my reward?
Yes. Just like we talked about.
Jayne!
Good. We'll see you shortly. Congratulations. You're about to become a very rich man.
Yeah, rich dingus. Jayne, no! Oh, he just traded them up to the Alliance to get his reward? Are you kidding me?
He's okay.
Simon just jumps in to save the day.
Prep medicine your patient was taking before his surgery. Your patient should be dead.
Oh, this must be so hard for Simon to see like the life he could have had, and like, you know, he's obviously a very talented doctor, and like the people he could have helped. And
Walk with me.
this looks like the inside of a spaceship too. Can't believe frickin' Jayne called the frickin' Alliance. What a doorknob. Bah!
Here it is.
I'll just leave you here. Oh, he has a list of all the things he needs. Okay, good, good. It's important. Have your shopping list, I guess. He's like, yeah, I'll just take all of this. Thank you very much. You think they'd have cameras in that room for being such a high-tech room? Oh, cool. I like the, oh, that's awesome. Maybe one day medicine will get there. Instead of x-rays, they just project it to like a hologram above you. Okay, that's cool.
They opened up her skull and they cut into her brain.
Oh, gosh.
A filter in your brain that keeps your feelings in check.
And they took hers away? So she has no control over her feelings?
Union of Allied planets, you are hereby bound by law.
Jayne, you're a piece of trash. Yeah, and if he would have had more time with the machine too, we could have figured out maybe some more like other details.
You mean my money? For apprehending the 3 fugitives? I expect I'll be getting it soon.
Whoa! Yeah, now Jayne doesn't even get his money. I mean, it was all for nothing. You just ended up, you're now going to get charged with helping the fugitives.
Where are the others?
Currently arrested, actually. No big deal. Oh, bonked him. Owie. Ouch. Oh, God. Oh. Oh, God. Gah. He's like, okay, if I'm not getting the money, I'll help you now.
Did your men also speak with him?
Much as they had to.
Is that a Men in Black thing? He's gonna erase his memory? Is it frying his brain with the sound? Oh. Ew. He was bleeding out of most of his face holes. Good Lord. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. Just because they talk to them, you're not supposed to talk to them? What? Oh, God. Yeah. Ah. Well, I'd run, and I'd run real fast.
Two hands.
Yeah, their hands in the blue gloves. The blue gloves, yeah. Oh, shoot, look who it is.
Let's see, we killed Simon and River, stole a bunch of medicine, and now the Cap and Zoe are offspring and the others got snatched by the fates.
Yep, just usual day.
Here we are now.
I love Kaylee's optimism. She's always like, yeah, so this is the horrible situation we're in, and look at that, they're back safely.
Oh, you hadn't come, you wouldn't be getting your big payday. So, you get what you needed?
I think I did. I have the information I downloaded off the imager. I just have to go over it.
So they know that Jayne traded them for money?
Oh, nothing.
He was amazing. I can't even begin to tell you. We wouldn't be standing here if it weren't for him.
You wouldn't have been kidnapped if it weren't for him.
Well, Doc had a good notion. Boy's got a decent criminal mind.
So what are you buying with your cut?
Oh, bonked him. Yeah, don't trade your own crew, you dingus. He's gonna send him out the airlock? Whoa!
You turn on any of my crew, you turn on me. But since that's a concept you can't seem to wrap your head around, then you got no place here.
Be a team player, Jayne. Stop thinking only for yourself. Come on, man.
What are you gonna tell the others?
About what?
About why I'm dead?
The next time you decide to stab me in the back,
Have the guts to do it to my face.
Yikes. It's giving him another chance. What was that we said a couple episodes ago? Mercy is the mark of a great man or something like that. Well, Jayne can stay in timeout for a little while, I think, Jayne. I hope he doesn't mess up his second chance, because I don't know if there'll be a third.
It's time to wake up.
Oh, okay. He found a way to help her? So that was my first time watching Firefly episode 9. I really enjoyed it. I think it was one of my favorite episodes of the series so far. It was about this elaborate heist they were going to do at this hospital so that River could get some diagnostic treatment and Simon could get some more insight onto what was going on inside her brain. It seemed like a really advanced like MRI machine. I think that's the closest way I can describe it. And in the process they were going to steal a bunch of medicine from the hospital to sell, and that was kind of Simon's way of paying the crew for getting his sister into the hospital. They had these badges and this fake plane and they had lines to memorize, and Jayne was clearly struggling with some of his lines. I think this was one of the first times we've seen the core in the show, and you can definitely see the difference in technology, in wealth that the core planets have as opposed to the outer planets. This is definitely high tech, best of the best, and even when they were in the hospital, Simon saw a patient that wasn't getting the best care and he decides to jump in, is able to save the day, and he's able to show this other doctor like, hey, you messed up and this patient almost died because of your mistakes. And I think it might have been a little bit heart-wrenching for Simon to see the life that he probably would have had. He seemed like he was on a great path, lots of opportunities coming his way if River hadn't had whatever happened to her brain at the academy, like if she had just, you know, not had that experiences and had a normal life, whatever that looks like. But I think Simon was kind of seeing like a little bit of not homesickness, but kind of missing out on the life that his future was, his plan was to be. So Simon is able to do this scan and he's able to see some things that have gone on in River's brain, and it looks like they tried to perform several lobotomies on her, which is crazy. And he said, yeah, basically they were just poking around in her brain, but they cut something in her brain that basically is the filter for your feelings, so that if you're feeling sad, you don't just burst into tears. You're able to kind of push those feelings down and process them at a later date and not just feel everything so intensely. So I think that's why she's just kind of in her own world, and everything she feels is like a toddler, basically. Like she feels everything really big and she can't filter her emotions. And we saw her attack Jayne in this episode. Jayne isn't always the easiest person to get along with, I've noticed, but she literally went to the kitchen, grabbed a knife, walked over to him and just sliced his chest open like it was nothing, and didn't seem to feel any connection to her actions until after, when everybody else responded. She was kind of like, oh, I did something bad. Again, kind of like a little kid, like they only know they've done something bad when you explain to them, hey, no, this isn't something you should do. Don't treat people this way. This isn't okay. Don't just go stabbing people and slicing them open. Like, that's not okay. So I think that kind of pushed Jayne over the edge a little bit. And he was telling Mal, he's like, hey, you know what? It's me or them, basically. You get rid of the fugitives who are here causing trouble anyway, or you get rid of me. That's kind of how I interpreted that. And then when they're at the hospital, we find out that, of course, Jayne, who will just take whoever gives them the biggest pile of money anywhere, that's his motivation, had called the Alliance and said, hey, I've got these guys you're looking for. I'd like to cash in this reward, please. So they come to the hospital, kidnap all 3 of them. And then the Alliance is, of course, like, oh, Jayne, you've been harboring fugitives actually this whole time, so that's a charge for you, and you don't get the reward, but I'll take the reward because I'm part of the Alliance, and they're gonna think higher of me than you. And it's just like, man, Jayne, like I think he would just he'd make more friends, and he'd probably be a little bit happier if he just wasn't solely focused on money constantly. We saw that in episode 1, I believe, or episode 2, where he was talking to the Alliance and was kind of just like, hey, you know, if you want me to turn in the captain for money, I will. Or if you want me to do this for money, I will. Like that seems to be his main character trait, is that he is motivated by money and himself and putting himself first, and he doesn't really care who he throws under the bus. And then he kind of changed his mind once he realized, hey, I'm not going to get this money, so I might as well get myself out of here because it sounds like the Alliance is going to probably do some terrible things to me. They had this weird like pen lightsaber thing that basically made your brain explode, I imagine, and I feel like that's probably what would have happened to them if those people with the blue gloves would have caught up with them. So luckily they were able to make it back to the ship okay with these medical supplies, and then the captain figures it out that, hey, why were you at the back door? That wasn't part of the plan. And he obviously knows Jayne and knows that his intentions aren't always the greatest at times, so he's like, you called the Alliance, and he puts him in like the airlock, and then Jayne's kind of last words to him are, okay, you know what, I did do this, you're right, I was a jerk, just don't tell the others what I did. I really want them to think, you know, I'm not this piece of trash. I want them to think that, you know, I just died and whatever, and I don't want them to know that my reasoning behind this. And the captain kind of stops and is like, okay, you know what, I'll give you a second chance, or maybe it's his third chance at this point. We don't know how many chances the captain has given him. At this point, if Jayne is honestly just only concerned about himself, I can't see him staying on the ship very much longer because they seem to be a very cohesive team, even though they have their days where they probably bug each other, but this definitely seems to be a team and a family, and if Jayne is gonna just throw two of the family members under the bus, obviously that's not gonna fly with the rest of the team. So I'm really hoping this was his last mistake or last, you know, attempt to just put himself first and he starts considering other people. Overall, a really great episode. It seemed like Simon was able to find some cure for River. I'm curious to see if they'll explore that more in later episodes. If it's a drug she needs to take every day, if it's a cure he can do once, if she needs surgery, whatever that might look like. I'm also curious to see who River is, because basically we've only known her as this tortured, lobotomized version who's struggling mentally, and I'm curious to see the person that Simon knows her as, basically, because he obviously has different memories of her, and through the show we've only known her as this person who is struggling. Thank you so much for sharing and this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below, and as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. Doorknob. Bah! Oh god. Oh! Currently arrested, actually. No big deal. Ew! He was bleeding out of most of his face holes. He's gonna send him out the airlock? Whoa! Yeah, rich dingus. Jayne, no!